Yo, what is going on today, guys? It is Sam, better known as Samito. Welcome back to the channel today for a Season 33 hero tier list where I tell you guys what heroes are good and competitive to win. Never play against the meta. Like, you can, but, like, the game is much easier if you play what's good, right? So it helps you learn more. You'll get a wider hero pool, and overall, it's just kind of more fun to mix it up. So if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm back on the content grind again. Streaming on this YouTube channel at 10 a.m. EST pretty much every single day. And night streams have actually been on Twitch, and the support on those have been really, really, like, good. So I'm grateful for that, guys. So start tuning into the streams again. It'd mean a lot to me. Obviously, we haven't got much content in Overwatch, unfortunately, but hopefully that'll change this year. And without waiting any longer, let's get right into the tier list. And forgive me as well. I'm a little hungover from the drunk stream last night, so you're going to have to bear with me. But let's go. Sigma. I feel like this is not going to surprise anybody. I'm putting Sigma in S tier. He is just he just does everything in the game. You can force him almost anywhere. When you reach this character's skill ceiling, like, he's just so versatile. Like, it's the classic DLC model. Like, he just does so much, and you have so many options, especially for solo play. It seems like team play and ranked is just non-existent anymore. So these solo playstyle heroes are probably your best way to consistently get value. So Sigma definitely going to be an S tier. Now, Reaper, I'm going to put in B tier. He's just kind of mid. Like, there's situations, like, if they have certain, like, OTPs on there, like, if they have a hog one trick, like, you can run Reaper, and it's actually, like, pretty good on certain maps. Like, I always run Reaper on, like, Numbani first point offense, a TP on the high ground. So, like, he's not insanely good, but, like, if you play well on him in the right situations, you can get a lot of value. So he's just kind of middle of the pack, putting him in B tier. Now, this one's not going to surprise anybody. Baptiste, also S tier. I mean, he just does so much, and you can play him in so many situations. Believe it or not, at pro play, I still don't think he's the best support. I still think that's Brigitte, because of just how effective she is as her hero. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, Baptiste, definitely a very solid pick right now for all you support players. You should definitely learn Bap just in case you need to play him rush, something like that. Now, Cassidy, I'm putting him in mid, like, lower, like B. He's just mid. Like, the hit scan nerfs hit certain hit scan more than others. He was definitely hit the hardest. So yeah, Cassidy, just very mid hero. You wouldn't really force him too much. Ana, he's not bad, but you can play him. Ana, I'm also gonna put in B tier. She's just mid. Like, there are situations where if you have Ana, like, you just lose to Brig Zen or Bap Zen or literally any of the other heroes. She's not terrible, but she's just middle of the pack right now. She's just outclassed in her role in most situations. This is not always true. So yeah, Ana gonna be mid, B tier. Now, this is gonna be one that surprises everybody. I want to put Mei in, like, low A tier. Like, there's been a lot of times where, like, I've forced Mei. Like, Mei is a hero you can force and rank primarily because there's so many hog players out there post hog buff. So Mei is going to go up to that A tier because Mei can deal with hogs consistently. She can freeze balls. She has freeze balls, lol. Okay, don't, whatever. But she has self-sustain. She has tank-like ability. She can control the map, and Blizzard is a really, really good ultimate. So into the heroes that are very good right now, Mei is actually not a bad character, like, at all. So I actually have been enjoying playing Mei more so than I've enjoyed playing Hanzo as a projectile player. And you guys know my Hanzo. I've played Hanzo since launch. I will get to him in a bit. But yeah, Mei, A tier. Pharah, I'm putting her in B tier. She's just mid. If Echo wasn't in the game, I think you'd see a lot more Pharah. So if the other team doesn't have an Echo on the right map and they're playing, like, Rush or something, like, Pharah can be really, really good. So it's just very situational, but you need the Mercy Pocket and probably an Ana too. So it's just very situational. So you'll have to have your whole team play around you, and you just don't see that too often unless you're, like, in a more coordinated rank. So yeah, Pharah, mid. Doomfist. He's just, like, he is not forcible anymore. Like, I learned Doomfist in season 18, I believe, and I have people ask me all the time, Sam, like, what happened to the tilting streamers as Doomfist videos? Well, Doomfist is dog shit. That would happen. With Brig Zen being very good and Baptiste being better than Ana, you lose Nano Doomfist combos in the meta. And Echo existing as a character just completely gatekeeps Doom. She's the hardest Doomfist counter put in the game since Bastion, right? So playing Doom into Echo is just nearly impossible, right? So the stronger Echo is in the game, the weaker Doomfist is in the game, and he's just indirectly very, very bad right now. So I would really recommend playing Doomfist unless it's very specific situations where teams are mashing Rush or they have certain OTPs on the other team that you can punish. So yeah, Doomfist is definitely not a hero that any of you DPS players should be maining, all right? Don't do it. So yeah. Diva, I'm putting an S as well. I mean, she's just continuously been buffed, and she's so versatile. You can control a lot of the game. And if you're a good Diva player, you can just deadlift, right? You can deal with so many things that are just very strong. So, yeah, I think Diva, super solid pick, all-around hero. Really good right now, especially for solo queue play. So, yeah, Diva Mans, rejoice. Ball, also putting, compared to the other tanks, Ball is S tier because he can make individual plays, but you don't see many Ball players out there that are like actually like really, really solid. So I don't really know what to say here. Like at high levels, Ball is S tier, and if they don't have a Brig, Ball is so good. Brig just ruins this entire character, right? So like if they have a Brig and you're trying to roll in his Ball, like you're ending up helping their team more than hurting them. So like if they don't have Brig, Ball is literally god tier. But if they do, you have to be a much smarter player. But he's still at his skill ceiling is a very, very good hero. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in S tier. J-Sil, I mean, just very map specific. You have to be incredibly good at the hero. He's just not a hero that I'd recommend you learn. Like I'd much rather a DPS player learn Mei or Soldier or other heroes I'm gonna get to down this line. So yeah, I think Junk is like he's just a pocket pick, right? Like you just gotta pick him on the right maps. Legion control center, Dorado first defense. Any map specific point, unless you're one of the Junkrat gods, in which case good for you. But for the most of you out there, you probably should not be playing too much J-Sil this season. Now, Reinhardt, it's either C or D tier. Like he map specific, team comp specific, so easily countered, outclassed by most DLC heroes in the game. Until BAP and Brig get changed, I don't see Reinhardt or main tank as a role really making a huge comeback on ladder because it's just so much easier to punish main tanks than it is to play main tank. So that's what's kind of alienated a lot of players from the game right now, especially in a poke heavy meta. So yeah, Rein, Winston, mid. He's not bad. Like if you get the right comp to play around him, he can be very, very good. But like if they go Brig Zen and they're actually good at it, or they play BAP and they're actually good at it, it's really, really hard for you to get value. Like the only times you'll really see like Winston get that major value is maybe in OW levels and the OW level Winstons, but even then I think the OW level Balls are just better because Ball's just a slightly better hero, especially in a Brig Zen. So yeah, Winston, middle of the pack, not literally the worst hero in the game, but definitely not the best, so he's just mid. You can play him if you want to. Zenyatta, I feel like this is no surprise to anyone, S tier. With BAP and Brig really slowing down the game and dictating the meta to be more pokey, Zen is always going to thrive with his damage output being as high as it is, Transcendence being very good. Just the DPS in the support category, that's number one weakness is how diveable he is, but dive is hard countered by the easiest to play supports in the game. So yeah, the Zen going to be god tier right now, doesn't really have any weaknesses. Brig, this is not going to surprise anyone. I think Brig is the best hero in the game, so I know people don't like to hear that, but I think it's either Brig or BAP. Because if you look at Owl, like she's forcing like Brig Zen meta, right? Or if it's double shield, like you play BAP Zen instead. But the main reason double shield, like I don't know. I think that Brig is more consistently good. She's more of a good all arounder. Like there's only one situation when you don't want to play her, and it's not like she's needed in that comp whatsoever, right? So I don't know. I think, but she's definitely S tier. She's still like I think the best support in the game because I think she gets the most play time. And you can even force her in some poke metas, right? Because she just builds rally, and rally is just a win button. It's insane. She has 4 times the heal volume of as Lucio. If she gets inspire and packs someone at the same time, she heals more than a Lucio and a Mercy combined on 3 players at once potentially, and that's without rally with a tank health pool. She's just incredibly broken. So yeah, Brig still god tier. Echo, I want to put her in S, right? But the thing is, her degree of difficulty to play throughout most ranks is why I'm going to put her in A. In GM, she's definitely S tier, right? She's definitely S tier in GM. But so I'll put her up here for now. But in your games, like you guys need to, she's going to be much harder to play than you think. So compared to the rest of these characters, aside from maybe Ball, her degree of difficulty is much higher than any of theirs. So yeah, Echo going to be an S tier, but I'd be careful. I think you guys will want to wait and see what other heroes you should play in lower ranks. Tracer, also S tier. She doesn't need very much peel. Her uptime is super high. She's super consistent, when consistency is what makes heroes good. So yeah, Tracer S tier, almost always. Not much to say there. Now this is where it gets interesting, and a lot of people are going to disagree with my take, but or have said I've been wrong about this. But yet again, the stats are starting to prove me right, and I'm not saying stats are everything, but Ashe is going to be S tier. right? Ashe is the best sniper hero in the game right now. She's better than Hanzo, and she's better than Widowmaker. You see Ashe all over the top 10 leaderboards. In terms of statistics last season, she had more damage per 10 than Hanzo and Widow. She had more limbs per 10 than Hanzo and Widow, and this is at GM. And it wasn't that close. She was getting like 2,000 more damage per 10 than Hanzo. Like not even close, right? She higher win rate, slightly higher pick rate. She's just better. You see her more at the top of the ladder on every region. So I feel like this should finally end the discussion where I played a lot of Hanzo. As I told you guys, I had a lot of people tell me, Hanzo's broken. Like, how are you going to say Ashe is better than Hanzo when Hanzo's broken? Well, it's been, as the game has aged, Ashe is shown to be just a better hero. Bob is a much better ultimate than Dragons, with Baptiste and Brig being in the game. Like, Ashe has better tools to deal with what is meta than Hanzo and Widow do. Because if you go Widow, a ball can kind of just hard counter you. Ashe has better CSCC with her movement. She just does it all. Dynamite is a great answer to Baptiste and to Brigitte. And Bob's uptime can break Immortality Field and just last for much longer. And it can push the point. So Ashe can put a literal tank on the field, which is just so good. So she is S tier. She is the best hit scan. I might say like the best. Well, I think she's the best poke hero, unless you consider, if you consider Echo a flanker. But yeah, Ashe definitely S tier right now. Mercy, I'm going to say is mid, B tier, not great, not bad. Same for Sombra. Sombra in the right situations is incredibly oppressive, very, very good hero. Actually, you know what? I'm putting Sombra in A tier, actually. And this is just for GM. Like, in the situations where you play Sombra, she carries so hard. Like, every time I play Sombra on Volskaya, I do so much. So yeah, it's definitely A tier hero in my opinion. In the right situations, you shouldn't be forcing her every game, but on the right maps, especially if they're playing ball and they're not great at ball, Sombra has a lot of answers. She can even answer copy with EMP, so very, very good, and she can hack Bob. She just has answers for a lot of the heroes that are up here. So yeah, Genji. Yeah, I feel like I don't need to say much. Brigitte, the better Brigitte is, the worse Genji is. So, like, he's definitely C tier, not very good at all. There's no reason to play him over Echo, Tracer, Ashe, or even fucking Sombra, like, or Reaper even. Like, they're just all better heroes than him. So, yeah, Genji C tier. Sim, this is going to surprise people, God tier hero. On the right map, Sims just win. She does so much damage, so much utility, and her ultimate is really, really good. It almost functions like a tank ultimate. So, yeah, Symmetra, S tier hero on the right points as well. Super, super solid. Now, this is going to be one that gets people mad, and I'm calling my shot right now as someone who has played this hero in every meta since launch. Hanzo is mid. He is not better than any other hero at anything. I'm not saying he's a dog shit pick. There are certainly times, like maybe on Havana, you want to run him over Ashe, right? He's good for shield break, but like his abilities are just outdated and not effective against what's good. He's got to pierce through Brig shield. Dynamite can just burn her and force her back on its own, and build Bob, which can do a better job of zoning the Brig. He cannot pierce Sigma. He has no way to damage Sigma's cooldowns. Like if Sigma uses grasping shield, when Ashe can at least dynamite him. Immortality, if you Dragon Strike, you just give their BAP window, which is just better as an ultimate. Diva's been power crept, so she has way more armor now, so you can't kill her as easily. Zen is just Zen. Ball, you can shred balls. That's pretty much it, right? But Ashe also, like, her secondary fire functions a lot like Storm Arrow. So long as you have good ammo management, like, you can basically rattle off Storm Arrows at people too. This is just on a budget, so she can still do that. Echo is incredibly hard to hit with slower prog speed. Same for Tracer. You can kind of spam at her. That's it. Ashe has more tools that are just more useful in the meta, and she can put out more damage per 10. So yeah, it's just he doesn't have the answers that he used to have. And like compared to like if he was going up against the original heroes, he does well, right? But if he goes up against these, his kit is just not designed to go up against it very well. So yeah, Hanzo is just very mid, very, very mid. Widow, it's same position as Hanzo, just a little bit worse, I think, because she doesn't have shield break. So yeah, they're both kind of gate kept by the same thing. Bastion mid. There are times where you can force him and he's very, very good, but meh. Moira, also mid. Until this hero gets nerfed or this hero gets nerfed, she's just going to be bad. And it's not because she's a bad hero. It's because these heroes are just better. So the answer, Blizzard, is to not buff Moira. Please don't buff Moira again. But like they just need to nerf these two heroes and the game's in a good spot. Hog, I'm putting in A tier in ranked. You can just solo carry so hard in all ranks. If like you have good mechanics and positioning, you like the kit is just like super high margin for error DPS hero. So, Hog, gonna be A tier. Lucio, also C tier. Like, he's good on certain maps, but like, again, this hero is literally him and Mercy combined with tank health pool. So he's just completely outclassed by his other kits. Orisa, I'm putting in an A tier. She's pretty consistent. You can force her in a lot of situations. She's good across like a lot of the ranks. Bongo is super, super good as an ultimate. So yeah, you can kind of force Orisa anywhere. A key tell for a hero of whether or not it's good or bad, if you can pick it almost anywhere and have it still be like pretty good, it's generally like in a good spot. So yeah, Zarya, I'm gonna put in C tier in ranked. Like, you can force her, don't get me wrong, but if they go the right comp, they can just force you out, and you don't have enough team play in comp to force Zarya, like, super consistently. So, like, on the right maps against the right players, you absolutely can play her and get a ton of value, as I've been doing, but, like, most of you won't be able to do that. So, like, only specific players will be able to get that big value. So, yeah. Now, I want to put Torbjorn in S. I'm not going to lie to you, right? I'm going to put him in A. He's not like God tier, right? But he is really, really good. Molten Core is super, super good. You can like Molten Core outlast Immortality Fields. You can zone off the BAP windows. You can zone rallies. Like, Torbjorn has great answers into all of these heroes, which is why he's better, if that makes sense, right? Like, aside from maybe like Echo, but like the turret's very good against Ball. It's good against Brig. It's good against Dive. So the better like some of these heroes are, the better Torbjorn is. And he was already very, very solid. So Torbjorn going to be A tier, as well as Soldier 76. Like, he's just kind of mid, but he's consistent. Like, he's just he's a COD hero, right? So he's in a good spot because he's self-sustained and he plays well with Brig Zen. And he's just consistent damage with his mag buff, his Helix buff, and his recoil changes. Like, hit scan players who have better aim can like finally like actually hit consistent damage with him. So yeah, not a bad hero. But yeah, this is my tier list for season 32. Or 33, sorry. Let me know what you think down below. I think the main point I want to hit home is that Hanzo, especially as an old Hanzo player, is not nearly as good as people say. You can see it in the statistics. He's just spamming now, right? Like, you don't get rewarded for big brain plays anymore. So I would have liked to see, you know, as most of the Hanzo players ask for, less Storm Arrow, more like precision with projectile speed, and my Dragons actually being a viable ultimate without BAP or like any of these heroes just rolling away. Like, Hanzo just doesn't have the answers into these heroes that Ashe does. And so you'll see a lot of different streamers say Ashe or Hanzo's better than Ashe. It's just statistically untrue. You can look at the top of the leaderboards. You can look on Overbuff. You can see the stats. It's night and day at this point. So another long-term call for your boy that he hit the nail on the head on. And again, I'm not saying Hanzo's complete dog shit. I'm just saying Ashe is clearly better. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will catch you all next time. Peace out.